So I'm about to introduce the program to you and also the curriculum structure, admission requirements. And then today we're very happy to have invited two of our students, Cindy and Michael, to share with us their learning experience in the program. And last but not least, we're going to have a Q&A session. So for our B.Ed.B Science degree curriculum, it is jointly offered by the Faculty of Education and Faculty of Science. It is a 5-year teacher education program with no exit point, and it integrates and allows concurrent studies of major and professional core courses and participation in exchange and experiential programs during the 5 years, and it awards 2 degrees on graduation. It aims at providing professional training equivalent to a postgraduate diploma in education, but longer in duration. And our program curriculum, it will lead to a recognized teacher training qualification in Hong Kong, and graduates can become a teacher of science subject in Hong Kong, secondary and or primary schools. It allows also the development or career options available to science graduates, and it has altogether 16 first-year places. It will consider admitting candidates with different educational backgrounds. In terms of the curriculum structure, so there are altogether 120 credits in professional core courses, including integrated courses, pedagogy courses, PCK, or you can call it as the pedagogical content knowledge courses, educational studies core courses, and the educational studies elective courses. And before the end of year 3, we have a community-based professional practicum. And in year 4 and year 5, you're going to have 10 weeks of professional practicum, respectively, at a secondary school. And you will also have 96 credits, including 6 to 12 credits in science capstone experience in one of the following 7 major programs, including biochemistry, biological sciences, chemistry, ecology and biodiversity, food and nutritional science, molecular biology and biotechnology, or physics. And 24 credits of common core courses, 18 credits in Chinese and English language courses, and the remaining credits for 3 electives in experiential learning programs, minor program, and education and interfaculty elective courses, etc. And about admission requirements. The minimum admission requirements for JUPAS candidates would be that to satisfy the minimum requirements for entrance to the university. So each applicant shall gain the following in a Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education, that is the HKDSE, level 3 or above in English language, level 3 or above in Chinese language, level 2 or above in mathematics, level 2 or above in liberal studies, and level 3 or above in 2 elective subjects. And we would require the best 5 subject scores: mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics, combined science, or integrated science are weighted slightly heavier in computing the overall score of applicants. Other tiebreakers may be employed. And for non-JUPAS candidates with different educational backgrounds are required to satisfy each of the followings for the basic university entrance requirements, like the general academic requirements under either the international qualifications like international, the IB diploma, GCE A-level, GCE AS level, etc., or national or regional qualifications such as Singapore's GCE A-level examination, South Korea's general high school diploma, etc., and English language requirement and second language requirement. And for details, please refer to our Hong Kong U website. And now, well, here comes to our student sharing session, and we have Michael and Cindy. Well, good afternoon. So actually, they are just right next to me. We're in the same room. So happy to see you again. So perhaps can you introduce a bit more about yourself to all of us, please?
Thank you, Dr. Lan. I'm Cindy, and I'm going to be a final year student. I'm majoring in chemistry education.
Yes, I'm Michael, and also a final year student majoring in physics education, and I'm so excited to be here to share my experiences. And it really recalls my memories in my secondary school when I visited the information day back then.
True. 4 years ago, when I was still a secondary student, I could not believe that I would become a science teacher one day. Shall we share some of our experience in our program to the audience?
Sure, perhaps Cindy can go first. Why would you like to study in this program?
Well, despite the fact that I'm now an education student majoring in chemistry, I indeed performed very poorly in this subject when I was a Form 4 student. It was really discouraging to see no improvement was made, even though you tried your best. Fortunately, my secondary school teacher noticed my weaknesses and attempted to use different ways to illustrate ideas so that I can understand the concepts better. Later on, I began to enjoy learning science. When it comes to choosing the university programs, I started to think of spreading the joy and significance of learning science to the next generation by being a teacher. And that's how I made the decision to come here. What about you, Michael?
Well, my path to this program is actually a bit straightforward, and my chemistry teacher actually retired in the middle of my secondary school life, and therefore I have a chance to experience teaching and learning from two teachers who are of very different teaching styles. So later, and I discovered a very trivial but often went unnoticed fact that how teachers taught us a certain topic impact very much on how we learn. So further exploring in this field, I was further indulged in the different educational issues, and in the process, with many of my teachers, I know that being a teacher is definitely my aspiration, and therefore I put this program into my JUPAS choice.
And I believe our audience are very curious about, so why did you choose PhD science program instead of admitting to the PGDE program after you have finished your undergraduate degree? Can you share with us a little bit more about that?
Sure. I still remember I also asked this question to the professors here before, and I still remember what she told us that our BA program actually aims at training us not only to be a teacher, but also an educator. So our program not only made us skilled at teaching, but also focus more on development and evaluation, because 5 years of study is not a short period of time. And by focusing more on development and evaluation, instead of merely imparting the theoretical knowledge, like for example, studying the science subject matter knowledge and the pedagogical knowledge at the same time can allow us to integrate what we have learned and present in a more precise and concise manner. And this also deepens our learning instead of learning them separately into a 4-to-1 time frame.
Apart from that, by studying both science and education together, it encourages our further development of scientific literacy, as well as practical teaching skills, which allow us to enter multiple career pathways, such as conducting scientific research and getting involved in teaching science and STEM in the future.
And time flies. So I remember the first day when I saw you and you were in year one in our BEd 1101 course, one of the compulsory the course subjects here at the program in year one. And now that you are going to become a final year student in the coming academic year and soon to be an in-service science teacher. And can you share with us more about what you have learned throughout all these years?
So just now what I mentioned, we learn to be educators, not simply teachers. So we not only learned how to establish a good academic foundation for students to pursue, but also some passing of some integral virtues and a sense of righteousness to cultivate students' whole person development. So like apart from what happened in the classroom, we also study education macroscopically in terms of its sociological and philosophical perspective in society. Like in fact, what I deemed the most treasurable learning experience is my own reflection. After each session I attended my education courses, like I would say that our program really provides us a lot of insight for us to construct and add to achieve our ideals in education.
Studying in the BFB science program, we are also able to obtain and seek opportunities to practice the theories that we have learned. Say, for example, we have to conduct our teaching practicum during year 3, 4, and 5, respectively. Not only the mandatory practicums, but we can also participate in multiple extracurricular activities in different contexts to broaden our interpersonal relationships, meet many in-service teachers and learn from them. Take myself as an example. I've been to a secondary school in Thailand and taught the students there during my first year of study. It was truly an unforgettable and meaningful experience to me as it broadened my mind of being a teacher, in particular a science teacher. Well, as well as providing me a chance to implement and consolidate my knowledge on pedagogical theories.
Yes, through constant practices of various kinds of pedagogies, and we can figure out in the 5-year time what we like and comfortable with and be more adaptive to various changes. And as a B.Ed and B Science students, I believe every one of us has walked through an endless journey of self-exploration.
And I can tell that it is not an easy task at all. And I believe that you probably have experienced some kind of crisis or challenges throughout the years. And can you share with us a bit more about that?
Sure. Well, the most recent challenge is definitely how to maintain the classroom dynamics during the pandemic. For me, teaching is not a presentation, but an interactive process of thinking and solving questions. Although we have gained lots of fruitful face-to-face teaching experience, I believe it remains a great challenge to every one of us. Not only we as a pre-service teacher, but also our professors and your teachers in schools as well. Online teaching and face-to-face teaching are significantly different in terms of the teaching methods, students' engagement, as well as the learning atmosphere. Sometimes it could be quite stressful to handle everything all at once. But I would say in our program, we're lucky to have our teachers and peers who are always willing to share and discuss with us.
Yes, exactly. Being adaptive while reflective are two very important qualities as a teacher. And in fact, studying in this program, I would say it's like in a family with our close relationship between cohorts and with our professors. And this further fuels our passion toward teachings. And passion and interest toward education are two of the most important qualities to succeed in this program.
As a student, as well as a pre-service teacher, we are free to explore our own teaching styles and beliefs which enable us to be a mature teacher in the future. All you have to do is to be passionate and open-minded to start your journey. I'm sure that if you're well prepared, you will be able to gain lifelong and fruitful experience in our program.
Yes, and I hope that we can all see you again in the HKU orientation when you are enrolled in this program. So feel free to ask any question after this talk. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael and Cindy.